Hey guys, I'm Ethan Moore from Stockton Supply, and today I want to show you how to mount and set up our brand new AllSlide table wing on your machines, whether it's a bandsaw, a table saw. Now, I'm going to show you how to mount it on a few different machines, and we're going to start with a simple one here, this record power bandsaw. I'm going to pull it off and just show you how it's mounted, and we'll get to one a little bit more complicated in a minute here. Okay, so I've pulled the bolts off here just so you can see the mounting brackets. So if you look right here on this record power saber saw, it already had 2 holes in the table. So I'm just utilizing those 2 holes to mount these brackets, and with these slots, it's totally adjustable. Let's go check out a table saw. So again, on this unisaw here, I took off the cast iron wing, the 8-inch wing on the outside, and we replaced it with this AllSlide. You wouldn't have to do that. You could mount it on the outside of that wing, but having the AllSlide closer to the blade is a little bit nice. But I utilized the holes that were already there. So I had 3 5/16 holes, and I mounted the brackets just on there. Now let's say your machine didn't have any holes. We'll start fresh. Okay, I have an older Laguna 14 SUV bandsaw here. This has basically got the same castings as the modern Harvey Alpha machines. Now, if you look at the table, the side of the table, we got a couple unique challenges here. One, my blade comes out the side here, so we got to make sure that our brackets are mounted on this side, or else we'll be in with the blade and we won't be able to get the blade out. Also need to make sure we have enough space for that blade to come out. And also, this side of the table isn't machined and it doesn't have any holes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my 2 brackets. On the 25-inch table, you get 2 brackets. On the 30-inch, which generally is more for table saws, you get 3 brackets. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark my first bracket here. It's actually this direction, yep. And I'm just going to mark it. I'm going to get as close to that slot as I can so I don't interfere with anything. And just, my pencil broke. All right, we got another pencil here, so we're going to mark that here. So that's where we're going to put that slot, or that bracket. And this other bracket here, I'm going to get it as far this direction as I can. Now I got to pay attention to the back of the table where that casting is. So I'll be able to put a nut right about there. So we're just going to mark that right here. So I need 5/16 holes through my table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it about centered on there. So let me measure that out, and I'll drill 2 5/16 holes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we got our 2 mounting holes drilled, the AllSlide would have come with some hardware here. So we're going to grab the 2 longer 5/16 bolts. You're going to want to make sure that you have a couple washers available. So you need 4 washers total, and 2 of these 5/16 nuts. So we're going to put that through like this. We're just going to loosely put in place, washer on the back, and then your nut. Now the bracket's going to be approximately set so the top of it, right here, is about a 1/16 lower than the tabletop. But once we get the track on there, we'll line that up perfectly here. And same thing on this side. And we're just going to finger tighten it for now. We don't really need to crank it in place until the very end, once we get it all lined up. Okay, once we have that on there, next thing we'll do is we're just going to slide the mounting bolts into the bottom of our AllSlide track here, and we're going to put it in place and get this leveled out. So that's the beauty of the way these mounts work and the slots in the track is these mounts could be literally any position on your table, and you're still going to be able to bolt it up really easy. Okay, we'll roughly eyeball that here. And we'll flip it over, put it in place. So once we have it here, we're gonna grab the rest of the nuts and we're gonna tighten these brackets to the track, and then we'll go ahead and level it. Okay, so as you can see, this AllSlide is not level at all, and I haven't tightened up the bottoms yet. So we can slide this around for our position of our track. Now, I don't have a fence on here right now, but oftentimes you'll be limited by your bottom track where you can position this. But in this case, I'll probably just center it approximately on my blade right here. But to get my level with the table, one little trick I like to use is I just got a couple holes drilled in a scrap piece of MDF here. These are my stop knobs that we'll use a little bit later. But with the hardware with these, we'll get rid of that circle. We'll just slide one in here. Slide one in here. Get our piece of MDF mounted right onto those. And I'll throw a washer on there for good measure. And then, if we tighten these knobs on there, that'll bring the MDF flat with my table. And it makes tightening these brackets really, really slick. Because that will be flat with my table. So now, I should have showed you this before I had the MDF on there. Maybe I can slide it out of the way. One thing that's cool about these brackets too is it lets you position the track, and I can show you this after too, closer or further away from my bandsaw table. Now, because I have to get the blade out here, I'm gonna have this set at the furthest away setting, just so I have enough room to squeeze that blade out. Where on most machines, you're gonna keep that as close as you can. But again, let me tighten that back up. Center my bottom track here. And we'll just get a 1/2 inch wrench and we'll tighten these up here. We'll just tighten these both up here. All right. Once we got that tight, we can take that MDF off the top there. Okay. So this is where you can now set the distance from the table right here. So we're gonna keep it right to the back. But before we really screw it in place, we should measure the distance here and here, just to make sure we're, with my miter track and my AllSlide, is totally straight with the track of my table. So we got just a hair under 6 3/16 on both sides, so that's perfect. So let's tighten that up. So now we have a sliding track attached to the side of our bandsaw here. Now, the next thing I'll do is I'll show you how to set it up so you can mount a miter gauge into this track. Really straightforward. Let's do it. So this is just a basic miter gauge I have here. A lot of you guys will have miter gauges that are a lot nicer than this, and they will work. Now, one thing to know is there's no T-slot in the bottom of this track here. Just with the extrusion, we weren't able to include that. So if you have a little circle that you may need to remove from your miter gauge to make it fit, this guy slides right in there, no problem though. But with these stops, this will go behind my miter gauge. I should mention too, that slot in the center here is a 3/4 by 3/8, so standard size other than the no T. So we got that in the back. Now on the front, we got this little cam lock that works really well. Now this just helps the miter gauge stay in place, especially when you don't have any wood in place, and that just locks just like that. So that little cam, so now this slides back and forth. Now the last thing to consider here is where I have this positioned. So when I push this all the way forward right now, I'm about 2 or 3 inches beyond my blade. So to get the maximum amount of capacity, I have these guides in the bottom that are adjustable. So I'll show you how to adjust them now. So I'm just going to remove these 2 little nuts right here. We'll slide this forward. That'll show off our track. Actually, we'll lift this up out of the way. So one rule of thumb that I kind of noticed, this right here is the center of the span of the AllSlide here. So what seems to work really well is if you center these guides at the front of your blade, so the cutting tip of your blade, whether it's a table saw or a bandsaw, that usually, not in every case, so every miter's track and every miter gauge is a little bit different, but that usually puts you about 1 inch beyond your blade, which is pretty well exactly where you want it. So we're going to mount that right here. We'll put the second guide in the same spot. Just like this. Lock that in place. Now we'll put this back on. Put our nuts back in place. And now we can see we're going back this far here. And if you look where it stops, I am about 1 inch beyond my blade, which is pretty well right where you want it. Now, a couple other things worth mentioning. Let's say that your track is not straight. Maybe the edge of your table isn't 90 degrees compared to the top. What you can do to straighten that out is really simple. If you put shims on these brackets here, maybe build it up with tape on one side or another, that way you can tilt the track back and forth, or potentially even a washer in between the bracket and the track. If you find your track is a little bit tighter than you want it to be, there's 2 ways you can adjust that. These side guides here, they have a whole series of screws on there. Now each one of these screws has lock nuts on the inside. So one way to loosen it is just to back these off just a hair on each one, and that will make the guides just that much looser. Now another way you can do it, if that's not quite enough, on your actual center guide there, on this face right there, and this face right there, you can give that a little bit of sanding treatment just to tune that ever so slightly to make it a little bit looser. Now, with humidity, every shop's a little bit different, so sometimes you just need to do a little bit of tuning because the tolerances are so tight on these guys here. Another thing that's kind of neat about these is the way they mount. The vast majority of other sliding tables that are available, especially for bandsaws, often requires, or for table saws, sorry, often requires you to cut the fence rail off here, because it'll mount flush right against this fence rail. But the way that this guy is set up, the depth of this track right here is 1/2 inch. So if your fence rail sits below your top 1/2 inch or more, you can leave the fence rail right in place, which is really nice for table saws and band saws alike. So it's a lot easier to mount on a wider variety of machines. So yeah, that's pretty much how you go ahead and mount it and align it to your machines. If anybody else has any questions, you could email me at info@stockmansupply.com or just comment on the video. Thanks for watching.